Greetings. Greetings, folks. Jumping right into an action scene today. I think I'll just start fresh where my notes say. I mean, I might have already did this part, but doesn't hurt to add more to the body count, you know? Let's see. The duck back then, coming under an impressive amount of fire that chipped away at his pillar cover like he was over 100 invisible artisans chiseling at it with chisels. Chiseling with chisels, yep, that's the same. When there was a lull in the shooting, then there was a lull in the shooting, like they had forgotten about him. He leaned out and saw a trio of Jade gunmen up at the main landing of the stairs. He wondered how bullets whizzed around him, but they didn't seem to care. Like they were demigods who couldn't be taken out by mere bullets. They believed that he relieved them of such delusions, means as he opened up on them with short bursts. He pegged the middle guy first, even though he was aiming middle. Gotta check that one. How come I keep thinking corrections for other stories while I'm working on this one? I should be doing corrections for this one, you know? Pegged the middle guy even though he's aiming for the fella on his left. Guy went down. Pegged. Popped. I keep saying pegged. You come with a fictional word for pegged. Like splooted or something. I don't know. He blooped him. Bopped him. Guy went down with a bullet right in his face, which destroyed his nose. The second volley, and the guy on the left through the right shoulder, and that made him stagger back, but not fall. He had a pained look on his face, like anyone would expect, but then grit his teeth and raised his rifle and cut loose, getting off about half a mag in D's direction before he caught him with a second volley, a second and third volley that went through his belly. I don't know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. Damn it, I should focus just on the writing. Why does my mind keep wandering when it shouldn't wander? I've always had that problem, a wandering mind. My mind wanders on me. It's useful for coming up with things for stories, but not much use for anything else, you know? Also, where'd that trope come from where painters get paint all over their faces and bodies when they're making a painting? Even when I was 5, that never happened to me. I wanted to be a painter once, but I don't know. I wanted to be a painter who could paint realistically, not a painter who would just make random shapes on a canvas and proclaim it to be art. But it looks like I managed to find the artist path eventually. It's just I make art with words. I don't know if it's good art or not, but you know, it's what I was born to do, I guess. And I guess if I'm doing it bad now, I'll just keep at it until I get good. That's what they say, you know. You just practice and practice until you get good. There's nobody who becomes an expert at anything overnight. Though, you know, there are naturals in some areas, you know. Some people are more naturally athletic than others. Some people are, just like how some people have better vision than others, you know? You can't, like, train your eyes to get better, I don't think. In fact, eyes always go the other way eventually, don't they? I never heard of a person's eyesight improving as they got older. Like, they had like a disease and then got better later. I'm rambling. That's for his belly. And he went down quickly to the floor of the landing. About the carpet. Was there a carpet? I'll have to delete that if there wasn't. Who doesn't put a carpet on the stairs? Every stair should have carpet so that you don't slip. Imagine if you had pure wooden stairs, the odds are you'd someday fall down that. It's not pretty falling down the stairs. Take a nasty, nasty tumble, you know. That's why most people... That's why there's so many fatal accidents at homes, you know, 2 floors. But I love a 2-floor house, and I wouldn't want a 1-floor house. I mean, in anticipation if I get old and I have trouble with stairs, what are the odds I'll even make it to old age? And even if that happens, I can just turn one of the downstairs rooms into my bedroom, you know? Turn the living room into the bedroom. Yeah. Went down quickly to the floor of the landing about the carpet. He seemed to keep staring at D after he died. But D ignored him, fired on the last guy. Oh. 3 bursts caught the guy. Dead soldier who took a then pitched forward and slid down the stairs in a heavy manner. D looked to see deep. Let's see. I'd like to do a couple of big Helm's Deep kind of battles. I had a whole book that was made up of nothing but those kind of things. Lately, my stories have been involved in smaller fights, like a few hundred guys fighting a few hundred other guys. But, you know, a giant battle would be quite cool to do. I don't know if I've become an expert at it, but I've done plenty of them in other stories. But you gotta keep, you know, you gotta keep it up. You gotta keep practicing. You look to see some armored suit had been slain near him. Well, took 2 bursts through the chest at the heavy-looking armor. Armor apparently did nothing to stop. The man had a helmet on, but the eyes were visible, quite visible. Thanks to a missing goggles section. Some armored suits forwent the goggles or eye plating, so they could be better shots. It was pretty hard to see and aim through those masks. The armored suit stared blankly at D. D wanted to reach over and close the man's eyes, but you imagine if he tried it, some bullet would come out of nowhere. It would come out of nowhere and find his poor hand or sever a finger from it. He was never wounded in the hand, but he heard it hurt. Such wounds hurt a lot. He hoped that Ireland would appreciate sacrifices of this armored man and the other fellows who have been cut down so far. Resistance who have been cut down so far. It was a shame that Ireland wasn't married. That Ireland's girl was not literally a goddess who might show up and raise up those dead men. who fell to protect her. Fell trying to rescue her husband. Dominique, Ireland's girl, she has advanced supernatural powers, and it's something I should probably mention every time I mention her, because, people usually use goddess in a very metaphorical way, like someone who's very beautiful, because, beautiful women have power, but, not the power to raise the dead. Well, they can probably breathe life into someone who's over the hill, Like, the sight of a beautiful woman, I'm pretty sure it does have medical benefits in some way. Maybe in all the hospitals they should fill them with portraits of beautiful girls. I don't know. D1 in minded being showered in riches by Dominique. By Lady Dominique. She could probably go all over the unknown world, which the Jade Emperor apparently dreamed of, which the Jade Empire dreamed of invading and conquering once they were done with the known world. Once they seized the whole known world. That's basically our world. Our world in this universe is just a tiny part of a Jupiter-sized planet that's unbelievably huge. I think in real life, Earth would be like... the gravity would be bad enough that we would all be hobbits, but we can ignore such things for the sake of a good story, or story idea. I thought the idea of a Jupiter-sized Earth was so appealing to me, I wrote a whole story about it. Though it was only set in our part of it, just like this part of it. So basically you have all our countries, and then there's the wider world beyond that, but they can't get to it because of the endless oceans. Which aren't actually endless, but they might as well be, It's like traveling through space, light years. Like, there's... the nearest planets to us are like... it would take years and years to get to them, even under ideal circumstances. And the real Jupiter is a gas giant, and thus it would be impossible to settle. Because there's no surface to settle, as far as science knows. But we could settle the moons of Jupiter, which many of them are solid for some reason. But I heard they're very inhospitable. I think one of them has, and they have bizarre weather. I think they said one of those planets, one of those moons is like made of gold, or it rains gold, or there's enough of some rare mineral on the surface that it could make everyone on Earth a gazillionaire 100 times over. So it's good to know that if we ever need run out of resources on Earth, solar system has everything we need pretty much. We could just settle the solar system and be content. Wouldn't have to go and conquer the rest of the universe. We'd probably get into trouble trying something like that. And run into aliens, have all those big headaches that people in science fiction universes have. I kind of hope it's enough to make you hope that maybe we are alone in the universe, and we don't have to worry about stepping on any aliens' toes or hooves or whatever they would have. Let's see. Could go over the world and bring back great riches like mountains of gold, diamonds, other rare minerals. Yeah, D1 mind. No, D1 and minded dummy, making him a rich man, or maybe giving him some, or maybe making him immortal or just really long-lived. D1 in minded living to be 500, provided he was still somewhat young. He was allowed to keep his youth youth to an extent. He didn't want to see what a man, what a naturally aging man looked like at 500 years old. Wonder if there's any art of what that would look like, folks. I mean, if humans could live that long, what would we look like? I mean, you take someone who's 100, they're already very thin, and tiny, shrunken. That's nuts. I've never seen a fat person who was 100 years old. It's like something happens to the body and you lose all your fat cells or something. I don't know. I hope if I ever get to old age, they change it so, people look more like... At 100, look more like, I don't know, like what Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like now, Or he still looks like he's in pretty good shape. Let's see. Well, he's saying that, but for all I know, he's dead at the moment. I mean, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news right now, so for all I know, I'm missing some big story. Big stories usually remain big stories for the rest of the day, so I mean, I probably won't miss anything. I won't miss anything if I see it at 4 versus if I see it at 8 or 12. Or first thing when I wake up in the morning. D saw some. D exchanged shots with more Jade, who stormed into the main hall from side halls and from upstairs. Most of them went down quickly without inflicting any wounds. Most of them went down quickly from D's shots or someone else's. Men tumbled. The last Jade in the hall was some tall, thin loot wielding an SMG. He appeared out of a side hall after tossing a few grenades, and which did nothing besides mutilate some of his dead comrades. He then leaned out, firing his rifle, his SMG, till it was empty. A barrage of gunfire then somehow knocked him into the open. It seemed to D that he was hit by some ricochet that got him in the right leg, a bit below the knee. The Jade officer screamed like he had been flayed instantly on the spot, and he was writhing. His men ran up and took him prisoner. They kicked the SMG away from him, and when he tried to grab for his sidearm, he got a kick to the balls. Balls were his trouble. That took the fight out of him. And he was disarmed of all weapons, including his pistol, a combat knife, and a grenade, and some grenades he had left. The Jade officer had regular combat uniform on with body armor, including a groin plate that apparently didn't protect the family jewels much. The Jade officer was carried into one of the taken rooms, some big office, possibly his own. While the shootout, the battle for the mansion continued elsewhere. elsewhere. On the ground floor. And via the stairs, it moved to the second floor. Gotta check those notes. Via stairs. Wording. Pause. I missed the Kentucky Derby yesterday. Oh well. I was only interested in it because they usually get fried chicken to celebrate, but no fried chicken, I guess. At least not in our house. I had sausage and toast instead. Another very healthy meal, I'm sure. Let's see, where am I? Bell cows, where my grandpa via the stairs. Moved to the second floor. He had a good feeling about the fight now. And they want to take the mansion back. But maybe they'd rescue Arlen and Tilda and get them out of here. Or maybe they'd at least find out what happened to them. How do they know they were being held? I just have to check on that if that's a plot hole. How do they know they were here? Usually they don't say in movies. Anyway, folks, signing off here. Have a nice day.